In this video, I want to talk about the dangers of vocal prayer. Talking in a way that's going to hurt your relationship with God, praying in a way that can hurt your relationship with God. And in fact, vocal prayer is good. It's the first step to the higher forms of prayer. Unfortunately, most people get stuck in vocal prayer, and that's really what their prayer life consists of, just talking to God, thanking God, interceding on behalf of people. Whatever it is, they talk. I once had a woman who used to corner. She was famous for cornering people for 45 minutes to an hour. I'm not making this up. And she would talk about her old boyfriend and about her ex-fiance and about everyone in her life that's made her miserable. And she just vomited on you for 45 minutes to an hour. And you literally have to think of ways to escape her. Nobody wanted to talk to her because they knew that if they got cornered, if she got their ear and started talking, they'd never get away. And it was frustrating and nobody wanted to listen, but everyone was just polite and they listened to her. But yet we do that to God all the time through talking and not listening, through vomiting on him all of our problems and issues, but never just saying, I love you, or spending time with him, just being with him in the silence. And vocal prayer is good. As I said, it's the first step of prayer, but there are problems in vocal prayer, which we are going to discuss right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Catholic Truth. My name is Brian Mercier, president of Catholic Truth. I would like to thank our team here at Catholic Truth for making these videos, our podcasts, our retreats, and everything we do possible. Thank you, too, for our patrons and our supporters, because you are the reason we exist and allow us to save souls and change lives. Check out our website if you haven't, at thecatholictruth.org. I have a priest friend, and he says that he regularly sees his parishioners do what he calls vocal prayer extreme. That's how he says it, vocal prayer extreme, meaning right after Mass, they pray the rosary. And as soon as they're done with the rosary, they pray a chaplet. And as soon as they're done with a chaplet, they might do a St. Michael chaplet or another type of chaplet or St. Anne. And then when they're done with that, they do novenas, like a whole bunch of novenas. And then when they're finished with that, they do something else and something else. It might be the Memorare. It might be the St. Michael. It's prayer after prayer after prayer, and they don't stop. So the priest would often try to help them and say that you need to stop doing prayer after prayer after prayer after prayer after prayer without half the time thinking about what you're saying and just doing it out of routine. You have to take time, he said, for silence. Silence is the most important part of a prayer life. Deep meditation and intimacy, contemplation with God. And these people, he said, did not want to hear it. They just keep repeating prayers after prayers after prayers. And it's a problem. If we get into just repeating prayers and thinking that a prayer life is just saying prayers instead of praying prayers, or even just saying prayers over and over and over and over again because we think that just the sheer number of prayers is going to do something, there's a big problem there, and it can be dangerous for our spiritual life, because prayer is not about how much we heap up to God. Prayer is about the love we put behind that prayer. It's all about love. It's all about the relationship with God. And sometimes we can lose the relationship by praying too much in a vocal way because we never go deeper with God. We always stay on the surface. It's like that woman who just keeps talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and she says the same things to different people on different days, and it never goes deeper. She never asks how the other person's doing. She never listens. There's no intimacy there. There's no connection there because it's just talking. And again, vocal prayer is good. It's the first part of prayer. It's the doorway, in a sense, to a deeper spiritual life. And talking to God and thanking him and praising him are all good. But they should, if we are deep Christians and have a deep spiritual life, they should lead to deeper prayer. The prayer of silence, the prayer of just listening. I think it was St. John Vianney who sat in church every day and just stared quietly at the Eucharist. And some person asked him once, hey, what do you pray when you're in adoration? And he said, well, I just sit with Jesus. I look at him and I let him look at me. And we have that silent connection between us. So he's praying that heartfelt prayer. That's what in Catholicism we call prayer of the heart or mental prayer. It's a deeper sort of prayer. So it starts with basic silence, but it can also start with meditation and go deeper in silence to contemplation, where we commune with God on the deepest levels. Prayer is all about the interior life. It's about communing with God. It's about knowing him on a deeper level. You can know everything about someone. You can talk to them all day long without actually knowing them, without actually connecting with them. And if you don't take time with that interior prayer and you don't connect with God interiorly, then you're never going to know him in a deep way. You're not going to be fulfilled by him. You're not going to have that union with him, which we are called to have. And we're going to have many videos on this in the future, on meditation, on contemplation, on how to listen to God and hear his voice speak to you, and many other things, because prayer is so important, and very few people teach us how. Even though the Catholic Church has the greatest prayer tradition in the history of the church, nowadays many people have lost that prayer tradition, and we need to get back to a deeper prayer life. So how do you pray? Do you just talk to God? And do you just talk his ear off all the time? Do you just repeat one prayer after another after another? So many people think, oh, I just pray 1,000 novenas. I'll just pray novena after novena, and I'm just going to get everything I want. But you miss the point of prayer. It's not about getting what you want. It's not about fulfilling obligations. It's not about checking boxes. It's not about crossing T's and dotting I's. It's not about doing. It's about loving, and it's about being. And many people, and here's the danger, many people miss an actual relationship with God by just saying prayers over and over and over and over again without thinking even half the time who they're speaking to, why they're saying it, the reason behind it, or even where God is. And St. Teresa says, if you just repeat prayers, or if you're just speaking Our Fathers and Hail Marys and not even thinking about who you're speaking to, she's like, then it's not actual prayer. She says prayer always starts with, continues with, and ends with an interior disposition, an interior understanding of who God is, where he is, how you're going to address him, and how you're going to approach him on a deeper level. So we start with vocal prayer, but eventually we need to go deeper into meditative prayer and eventually contemplative prayer. We have a 7-part series on our YouTube channel on how to pray and come deeper with God. It's 7 parts out of the full 12 parts. You can find the whole 12-part CD set on our website, info@thecatholictruth.org. And that will start from the very beginning of prayer and end with the heights of prayer. And anyone who wants to go deeper with prayer, to check that out. You can also check out our YouTube videos on prayer. Check out our whole prayer and spirituality folder, and they will help you. And we'll have much more on this in the future. But please don't be a spiritual midget. And that's what the saints say. For people who always pray vocally, but never take time to pray deeper. In fact, Padre Pio says, if you only have a few minutes to pray, don't pray vocally. Just be with God. Just stop and be with him. Open your heart to him. Open your life to him. Just love him silently for a couple of minutes. Put yourself in his presence. St. Augustine said that the tragedy with many Christians is that so few people spend time with God just for his sake. A lot of times it's to ask and to receive and to pray for others and to do this and all that, and not bad, but we barely take time just out of love for him, for his sake. And that's what prayer really is about. It's a love relationship. It begins with love, continues with love, and ends with love. Are your prayers being done out of love? Or are they being done out of routine, or habit, or guilt, or fear, or worry that God's judging you if you don't pray? It's all about love. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please share it. Please like it. And please put a comment down below, because you make these videos more popular so other people see them and we can share that gospel message. Please consider bringing us to your parish. If you would like a whole day retreat, a half-a-day retreat, just to talk on prayer, on the spiritual life, on how to live holy, bring us in and we will give you a dynamic, on-fire talk. We are starting to do many more in-person retreats now. And so if you would like that, and that's something you want, check out our website, info@thecatholictruth.org. Also, check out our show notes below. Follow us on Facebook, our podcast, Instagram, and so much more. If you know someone who needs an online confirmation retreat, it's down there as well. Thank you to our patrons who support our ministry. Would you please consider supporting our ministry? $50 a month? $25? $10? We need more supporters like you so we can continue growing, continue fighting the fight, bringing light to this dark world, truth to this confused culture that we live in that's literally trying to annihilate us on every side. We need more God, more Jesus, more Catholicism, more truth, more light, more peace, more everything that this world doesn't have. And the more we're supported by you, the more we can help go out and change the world. So please pray about that. Please prayerfully consider supporting Catholic Truth and being a donor for us. Thank you. We are praying for you every single day. Please pray for us as well. God bless you.